Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rocketcraft Season 2 with me, DJ Haribo. Hope you're all having a great day. So you remember the end of last episode where I was still tagged, but I'd been going around mercilessly trolling everyone on the server. But now the time has come to actually finally pass the tag on to someone else, and looking up there you wouldn't notice anything different. But the next time someone comes over here to use that XP farm, they're going to get a little bit more than what they bargained for. That's right, they're getting more than XP to fix their tools and armor. They are going to get a tag as well. And it's not going to be a pretend tag. It's going to be the tag. The real tag. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea. I mean, someone's bound to come over here sooner or later. So let me just quickly explain how this works. There it is, the actual tag. Yep, the real thing. It's finally going in a trap. Yeah, and I thought, this farm gets a lot of use. Maybe people won't suspect it. So I thought this was perfect. So what I've done, I've set up a dropper here, up a bit higher. And if you set a stair in front of the dropper facing the right way, it will cancel out any horizontal movement from the from whatever item is dispensed from the dropper, and it will literally just plop straight down. So I've hooked it up to one of the redstone torches in the torch tower here that links all the way up to the top of the farm, that controls the redstone for the top part. And yes, the moment that someone flicks that lever and activates the torch tower, it is going to activate that dropper and someone's going to have a bad day. It's almost foolproof, I feel. I've tested it a couple of times because you have to test these things a couple of times, and every time it has come down perfectly. So fingers crossed. And wouldn't you know, typical, the first person that comes along is the only person that can't be tagged. Yes, Moist Puffin, the person who tagged me, was the first person that came along while I had my camera account here surveying the farm. Yeah, Moist came along, and because there's no tag backs, yeah, he looks very confused. He's like, where did that come from? Because there's no tag backs, I can't tag him, so he contacted me and gave it back to me, and I've put it back in there, and hopefully we're going to catch a different person. And we did, and that poor unfortunate person is Nana. Yeah, sorry Nana, but yeah, she was unluckily the first person that came along after Moist to use the community XP farm. And she was the recipient of the actual tag. So yeah, I can get rid of that now. That's not my problem anymore. Thank God. I had that for quite a while actually. It's been like nearly a week. It's been about a week, something like that. So I am glad to be rid of that accursed tag head. It means I can actually put my my helmet back on now. And yeah, Nana now gets to wear the tag head.
Shame! Shame!
So, Nana also now has to fill out a name tag with her name on it and add it to the Wall of Shame. I think this is Nana's second time being tagged as well. Oh, but yeah, I am on 4 tags now. Yeah, so hopefully, with any luck, I won't get tagged anytime soon. But you just never know with the tag game, do you? But anyway, let's take a quick look at Nana's bounty box, because I have no idea. This was literally just an indiscriminate tagging trap. So I had no idea who I was going to get, and so I had no idea about bounties or anything. But oh, that's not a bad bounty, Yeah, nether star and some netherite ingots. Yeah, it's very nice. That is a very nice bounty. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. I could have done a whole lot worse. That is for sure. I could have done a lot worse. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that bounty. But the only problem I have now is the fact that I rushed over here because I was in the middle of something when Nana messaged me to say that she'd been tagged, and I got a full inventory, and I need to make some room if I'm gonna take some of that bounty away with me. So just bear with me. And of course, it wouldn't be fair to just keep all of it. No, we're gonna share the love. We're gonna add some of this to some of the other tag virgins bounties to encourage those to get tagged as well. So let's just plonk some of these around here, and the netherite ingots. Yeah, that is a very, very tempting bounty now. Who could resist that? I mean, even Mojo might want to get himself tagged to get that bounty. But anyway, I'm going to keep the nether star though, because there was no room for it. That's my excuse. And it does mean that I can now finally put my helmet back on, and I'm fully protected again, except for the elytra. But you know, but yeah, it is nice to be able to wear your helmet, be able to have your respiration back, your aqua affinity, and it means that I can get on with some other plans that don't involve having a tag head on, or you know, or messing around with setting traps or anything. And now, throwing a complete spanner in my scheduling for my episodes, this week we have seen an update, and that is 1.18.30. It's a kind of a sort of major-ish update to Bedrock. It's added quite a few changes, one of which, notably, is shulker duplication, or farming, is now in the game, where shulkers hit by their own bullets can now duplicate themselves, potentially, or just, you know, die, and then you get another one spawning. It's weird, magic, and I will be hopefully doing some sort of farming to do with that in a future episode. But in the meantime, I wanted to go investigate something else that has cropped up in this update. And so I've come over to the sand mining area because it's a nice blank canvas almost, and it doesn't matter what goes on up here. Whatever happens in the sand mining area stays in the sand mining area. So we are actually going to just casually you know, spawn in a wither. Let's put all our armor on, because I want to test something out. Now, as you know, the Bedrock Wither is a fearsome adversary. It has quite the reputation in the Minecraft community for being utterly devastating. I mean, like, you know, this thing can eat entire groups of players for breakfast if they're not prepared for it. And it was kind of one of my favourite things to do in the game, was, you know, fighting this boss. It's actually a legitimate challenge. Like, compared to the dragon is an absolute wimp. And the Bedrock Wither is not. So, you know, normally going into this fight, you'd need potions and milk and totems. But, of course, that was then, and this is now. And we are now in another update. And in this update, Mojang, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to tweak the combat. And one of the things that they have done is that they've changed the way that armor works. So netherite armor now provides more protection against any sort of attack than it used to do. Because before, diamond and netherite, they didn't really matter on Bedrock. The only difference being that netherite provided you like sort of twice the durability on your tools and your armor, so it was worth it, and it wouldn't burn in lava if you dropped it in fire or lava, which was another bonus. And lastly, it offered you some really good knockback protection. They've knocked down the knockback protection, so it's not quite as effective in that sense now, but they have made it so that netherite armor offers more protection than diamond, which, you know, that is a Java parity thing, which I do agree with. But the thing that I don't agree with is the change that they've made to the protection enchantment. And we are seeing that here, because this wither is not really doing an awful lot to me. I've already knocked it down for its first stage, and it summoned its little friends, and it's doing its dash attack. I mean, this is still the same Bedrock beast that, you know, we had before. in that it's different to the Java Wither. It has this dash attack in stage 2. It summons Wither skeletons, and it also has twice the health as well, which is very important. But it was the Wither 2 effect, which was absolutely devastating to the player. It was absolutely horrific. It was essentially a guaranteed death sentence. If you got hit by that and you didn't have a bucket of milk on you and you didn't have like a regen 2 potion, and that wouldn't even last half as long as it actually lasted for, because it was Wither 2 for like 45 seconds, something like that. And as you can see, I just got through that Wither there without even trying. I did drink a potion of regen just because, you know, I thought maybe. And there you go. The explosion at the end of it did pop my totem, but that was just me being a derp and just standing right next to it as it exploded. And yeah, as you can see, I've got my unofficial Wither head there. Oh, but look, I actually got an actual Wither skull from that fight there, from one of those other Wither skeletons. So yeah, the protection enchantment, it is a bit of a problem now because it's completely neutered the Bedrock Wither. It's not even like recognizable anymore.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Now I know I used that meme the last time we had an update when they nerfed the furnaces, but that was nothing compared to what they've just done here. They've absolutely ruined the Wither on Bedrock Edition, and that previous fight, that was me with my normal armor on, which didn't have full protection 4 on it. Like I normally have fire protection 4 on my leggings, just because, you know, it's pretty useful. But now we're going full protection. So let's see what difference that actually makes against this Wither here. And I am guessing it's probably going to be even easier than the previous fight. So the only thing is, so yeah, I've been withered. Let's just eat quickly so that we can sort of objectively compare, you know, does my health actually go down much while under the Wither 2 effect? And yeah, as you can see, it is not going down at all. Like, not even slightly. I know it's hard to see with the black hearts. The only time that it actually legitimately goes down is if I get hit by one of the blue skulls, which is explosive. But yeah, this Mojang, for whatever reason, they decided that this boss was way too hard as it was probably, and they decided to make it so that magic is absolutely neutered by protection 4 now. Magic attacks are, you know, are cancelled out by protection 4, or it provides a lot of protection against magic attacks. So the Wither effect, and witches, and guardians, and poison, it's all very, very much less effective than it was before. And as you can see, this Wither, I'm not, you know, drinking potions or doing anything like that. My health is pretty much maximum still. Like, they've gone way too far the opposite direction. This fight was an actual challenge before. Like, before, when you fought a Wither, and bearing in mind we're on hard mode, I don't give I don't care about the other game modes like normal and easy. I expect them to be normal and easy, but I expect hard mode to actually provide some sort of minor challenge. And right now, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting any form of challenge from this fight whatsoever. Like, it's just all I've eaten is a couple of golden apples. That's all. And yeah, you know, we're supposedly on hard mode, but it doesn't feel like it at all. And yeah, they've ruined the Wither on Bedrock. Like, even now, it's still not going down. It still lasts the same amount of time, but Protection 4 is pretty much just cancelling out the Wither effect completely. And it makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. Like, you know, I like a challenge. I like to feel a sense of accomplishment when I kill the wither and get that beacon, I want to feel like I actually earned that beacon. When I place it down and I look at it and I feel the effect of the beacon, I know that I have earned that. You know, it was a challenge, but that's just gone now. Okay, right, rant over. As you can tell, I'm rather upset about that change to the armor there. It just makes the game way too easy, in my opinion. And hard mode should mean hard, but it doesn't. But anyway, I digress. One good thing that has come with this update, and something that Mojang have been playing around with for a little while, is they have added in Spectator Mode onto Bedrock, which is something that we've been sorely missing for a long time. So if you put in the command game mode 6, you will actually go into a form of sort of in development spectator mode. It used to always be there, but you used to have to use like a world editor to get into this game mode, and it was very glitchy and didn't really work very well. It's still a little bit glitchy, to be honest, but as you can see, we are actually able to phase through blocks like in Spectator in Java, and we can now see unlit areas underground, just like in Java. And this is, I think, one step on the road to actually having hardcore mode in Bedrock as well. Not that I'd ever really be playing around with hardcore mode because, well, you've seen my Let's Plays, so they wouldn't last very long at all. But yeah, this area is underwater, so it's not very lit at all. And I guess most of this area is underwater as well because of the magma blocks there. Yes, it is. Of course, we are under a mushroom island, so the water is a little bit murky as well. Yeah, it does seem to work. As you can see, I've got like breathing bubbles that are counting down, and I'm curious as to if I get them down to 0, will I actually suffocate? Because, like I say, this is in development. They are sort of working on it. It's not 100% working properly yet, but it's a good start, and it does give us the basis of, you know, roughly what Spectator Mode will bring in Bedrock. Like I say, things are a little bit hit and miss when they appear, like there. But it is another useful tool that we have been sorely missing on here, so that we can like find, you know, hidden mob spawners that maybe are being activated near someone's base area or a farm or something and ruining your rates, like these guys down there. And now I've given myself night vision, you can see a lot of the cave areas much more clearly. And look, here's a mob spawner that I didn't even know was here. It's, you know, we're not very far at all from underneath my my base area on that mushroom island. And yeah, it looks like these guys have been just sort of spawning and chilling over here. And where exactly are we here? What are we below? Above? Below? What are we below? Oh, we're under the ocean. And yeah, we're sort of halfway between all my farms, or some of my farms, and the Mushroom Island. So yeah, it's a really, really useful thing, and I'm very excited that they have added it in finally. And lastly, of course, it would not be a Minecraft Bedrock update without Mojang intentionally or accidentally nerfing a farm. And today's farm that they have broken is the Creeper Farm, because now buttons do not block spider spawns on Bedrock. As you can see here, spiders spawning in everywhere, all over the buttons. So it used to be that spiders would have like a 3x3 area that they would need to be able to spawn in. They could spawn in like only 1 block tall gaps, but they would need a 3x3 area. And the buttons in this creeper farm would prevent them from being able to spawn. But not anymore, not thanks to 1.18.30, the update that broke most creeper farms on Bedrock. And like I say, we're used to this by now. Every time they bring out an update, some form of farm gets broken or nerfed, and we have to, you know, then go back to the drawing board and redesign it and come up with some sort of fix. Sometimes it's an intentional breakage, Sometimes it's accidental and they'll patch it somewhere down the line. So far, I don't think there's been any word from any of the devs about whether this is intentional or not. But we are going to have to think about ripping out all those wooden buttons and replacing them with something like fence posts or glass panes or something. But yeah, it's a massive inconvenience. And it's not the first time that creeper farms have actually taken a hit like this. Before, we used to use buttons in the little gaps as well. Mobs used to think that they could walk on a button and that it was a full block, when in actual fact they would just fall through it. They took that away quite a few months ago, a couple of updates ago, before 1.18. But we've adapted to that. We've ripped all of those out, and now we use coral fans. Dead coral fans do the same job. But now I've got the world's worst string farm. And look, they can't even fit down the 2x2 hole. Oh, there they can. Oh, but they can't even get killed by the Trident Killer. Oh, this is brilliant. And that one did eventually despawn, where it had been in the mob cap for so long. So yes, thank you Mojang for ruining creeper farms on Bedrock. We're going to have to now come up with some other design, or change this farm some way, shape or form, so that it actually doesn't allow spiders to spawn in here. As you can see, we're still getting creepers, but the spiders will eventually build up to the point where they're going to hog up the mob cap, and we're not going to be getting anything in here. So yeah, but like I say, we are used to this by now, because I've been playing Bedrock for a few years now, and like I say, every update we get, they seem to manage it. I don't know what it is, but that's the way it is. So anyway, that is just about all the time that I've got for you in this week's episode. There was a bit of a schedule change, and we will be back to normal next week, but I just needed to cover all the main changes from this recent update this week. So yeah, if you did enjoy the episode, do be sure to subscribe, and I will see you for another episode of Rocketcraft very soon. So take care, and bye for now.